Hello and welcome to my nail corner. I am so excited to share today's upload with you guys. This is some Mani Boss beautiful powders on my right hand, and I'm going to take a deep breath and jump right in. I am really excited, so I'm trying to calm myself. This is the package I received in the mail from my Secret Santa. Dip Nails by Jules invited the 12 of us to collaborate together for a Santa Sends Manis collab, and we used elfster.com to pick our person to send our stuff to, our dip powder and nail art, and my package arrived and it was from Kit. So if you are not familiar, check out Made by Kit on Instagram and YouTube. These are some fun nail wraps that she sent. I hadn't heard of Lily and Fox, so check them out if you're into nail wraps like Color Street and stuff like that. And she sent me these cool matte glitters with miscellaneous Christmassy shapes. I think these are adorable and I look forward to using them. She also sent me some little mini snowflakes in this itty bitty little jar, which is super cute, and those are really pretty. And then she sent me 3 containers that have 3 different colors of foils. So you have silver and copper and gold, and those are really fun. And then she sent me over some dip powders. So if you're familiar with Kit, she does an amazing job at nail art. So I was both super excited to see that she was my Secret Santa and a little bit intimidated because I wanted to do her proud. So she sent me over some all powdered up dip powders. She really loves them, and I was really excited to see those because I only have like 2 of their dip powders in my massive collection. So I was excited to try some more and add these to my collection. So she sent over Love at Frost Sight and Holly Berry, which, how cute are those names? So yeah, I'm gonna get into this, but I'm gonna tell you just a little bit more about the collab. I have all of the girls' YouTube channels linked in the description box below, so if you have not been watching this collab, haven't caught wind of it on my Instagram or anything like that, definitely check out the other videos. I am day 10 out of 12. And so far, I am thoroughly enjoying everybody's videos. Everybody has just their own spin on their designs, and it's so fun because, you know, we put together these packages and then ship them off to somebody, and maybe like we had a vision in mind as to what they might do with the stuff that they got, and then they do something that's just their own style. And so it's really fun to see everybody's creativity come out and just use what they were sent. You didn't have to use everything you were sent, and you could add if you needed to pull something from your own collection. So I did 2 things. I loved the stuff that she sent so much and was trying to figure out how to incorporate different items. So I did both hands. So I just jumped right in. Here I have I'm Feeling Pine, which was a subcolor from last year's, I think December maybe, don't quote me on that. It's a Sparkle & Co. sub bag color, and it's a really kind of deep teal. It really looks navy in the jar. Like when I got it, I was like, it's navy, but it's not. It has green tones to it, so it's like a really deep teal. It's really, really pretty. So I pulled out one of these gold foils and ripped it into little pieces, as you can see with my tweezers and my orange wood stick. It's not foil like you would think, like aluminum foil, so it's not stiff at all. It's a very flexible and thin foil. Sorry, my voice is a little bit weird right now. It's still early in the day, and apparently my coffee hasn't soothed away my morning voice. Anyway, so I ripped those apart into itty bitty pieces, which honestly, after I did the first nail, I thought, I should have gone even smaller because I have little shorties right now, and I'm still adjusting to like downsizing things for short nails. So I applied my dip base. I have my double dip liquids out. Applied my dip base, and then just dipped the end of my orange wood stick in that base on my nail in order for it to like stick to the foils. Typically this works really well for me for glitters and the like, but because these foils are so just thin, I guess, which is great, by the way, because as soon as you lay them down onto that dip base, they just kind of melt into place. But it made them harder for me to pick up in this way. So you'll see as I go along here that I use my little tweezers. Those are Triple D tweezers. They came in the last month's Diva box. Those worked really nicely for just picking up the pieces I wanted and placing them. So when you're working with something that's really fine like this, I do feel like tweezers are probably your way to go. So keep that in mind. Anyway, more about this collab. So all the girls are listed below. Make sure you check out their videos. It would be a really fun binge watch if you're into that. Everybody has their different kind of specialty. Some of the girls are super into intricate nail art. You're watching this on Saturday. Yesterday's upload, super intricate nail art. Like, I'm so impressed by the patience involved in the mani that I watched. So definitely check out the list. And another fun thing was just as we went, we didn't know who got who. Like, nobody shared, nobody ruined the secret. So as we're watching, we got to see who had who. What was really interesting for me towards the end here to see was that Kit got my name. I got Kayla from over at Totally Kayla, and Kayla got Kit. So we made like a cute little triangle out of Secret Santas, and that was pretty fun to see develop. So anyway, I'm going to finish up this hand and then get into my really the focus of this video. So hang in there and I will be back in just a minute. Alright, so I went ahead and clear capped and top coated and all that off camera because this is not the main focus of my video, but I did want to include it because I really loved the way this turned out, and it was all due to those really cool foils that Kit sent over. So I love that look. It felt very elegant, and I would definitely consider nail foils if I were you. They're super easy and just a really fun look. So these are the two colors that are that Kit sent over and are swatched. So Holly Berry is a nice berry color and it leans pink, so less red, more pink toned. So that was really fun. And then the iridescent flakes that came with are a really nice complement to it. So I am applying my peel base. I do this under every mani, and that is because I have builder gel on my nails and I change my manis very frequently due to just Instagram posts and YouTube videos. So if you're looking for longevity of wear out of your mani, do not use peel base, or don't use this particular method, because this allows me, a couple days. Actually, shockingly enough, I have my current mani that I'm wearing, which you will see probably in an upload next week. I have the same mani on both hands, and I'm on day 3 with a full layer of peel base under it. So I haven't messed with any filing. I have not touched my free edge with a file. I haven't messed with it at all. And all 10 fingers mani are still intact. So maybe I should keep going and test and see how long I can last without popping a peely. But as soon as I do that, one will pop off just because I'm making it into a thing. So anyway, all that to say, my method is not meant for longevity of wear. So if you're looking for quick mani changes, then I highly recommend, but if not, don't do it because you'll be really sad. Anyway, I'm going to get into my basic dip powder application here. I am using the liquids that came with a recent kit I reviewed. I will pop that up in the cards for you guys. The kit was off Amazon and it was $15.99, and it was an amazing deal. So if you're interested in more information about that, check out the video that I just linked up in the cards for you. This dip powder performed really nicely. Like I said, I only had 2 all powdered up powders in my collection prior to this, and they were great also. So if you haven't discovered All Powdered Up, definitely check them out. They have some really fun and unique colors, and you're going to see a couple of them. Well, you're going to see this, which is a nice solid, and then that flake that you saw before. It's really, really pretty. I really liked it. So I'm going to get into my basic dip powder application and come back in a little bit and chat with you guys when I get into more of the, I guess if you want to call it, nail art. So I will walk you through my thoughts and all the steps when I get there. So hang in there and I'll be back in just a minute. So I decided to do a little ombre on my accent nail. I wouldn't often jump to doing an ombre with a flake because sometimes they're very light and they just kind of float around. Like if you've opened a Sparkle & Co jar with a flake in it, the flakes just kind of float out of it and they just get everywhere. This was a little bit heavier. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, it's hard to speak of something that's so lightweight as heavy, but hopefully you know what I mean. I didn't feel like it was floating all over the place. It kind of landed where I wanted it to. So that was a really nice application to these flakes. So yeah, these little brushes are in my Amazon storefront below. It is a commissioned storefront. I probably get like half a penny from purchases on most things. So I'm not like making bank, but I really appreciate the purchases that are made through the Amazon storefront. So check that out if there's ever a tool I'm using in a video and I don't have a specific individual link below. That's because I probably bought it on Amazon and it's listed in my storefront for ease of access. So these are just little Wet n Wild eyeshadow brushes, and to me they're just nail art brushes because I've never actually used them for eyeshadow, but they work perfectly for creating an ombre on the nail. So when you're doing an ombre, especially in this situation where I'm using a flake and I'm using a solid, I highly recommend a cupcake liner under your powders to collect the excess. And also that you don't tap off the excess like that over your solid, because you're gonna end up getting flakes in your solid powder and nobody wants that. So you want to do what you can to keep from contamination. So you saw I have one brush that I use for glitters or flakes or anything like that, and then I have another brush that I use for solids. I have another, like a third brush that I've used for black and whatnot. So I try to keep somewhat separated. I do probably need to get a new set. They're getting pretty well loved. But you can wash these as well and get a lot of the pigment out. I don't find that I have too much transfer, but if you're doing a scrub ombre, you probably do want to clean your brushes prior, because you're going to be rubbing that pigment onto your nail. So if you noticed, the first time around I started with the flake and then went to the solid. Now second round I'm starting with my solid and then going back to the flake. When you're doing an ombre, even between two solids, what you want to do, I should say especially between two solids, you want to alternate which one you start with, because that's going to make the really nice blend in the middle of your nail or wherever you want your line to blend. because you're alternating those colors, which you start with and which you finish with. So keep that in mind when you plan from the start. I wanted to kind of end with my flake because my goal in this look was to have it look like kind of snow falling from my tip of my nail, from my free edge down towards the cuticle. So after I finish this and dust it off, you will see I apply a little bit more base, and I just sprinkle a few more flakes on there just because I wanted a little bit more of that snow falling down my nail kind of look. And then I am going to clear cap. Well, I guess I wasn't paying attention to my own video, you guys. I'm too busy yammering on. I'm not sure if I clear capped my other nails yet. I think I did as I went because I didn't want them getting contaminated with flakes. So either way, I will clear cap this in the end, but not until I add a few snowflakes. So hang in there, and I'm going to talk you through chunky glitter slash snowflake application in just a second here. So this is how I like to, and how I would recommend placing chunky glitters. If you have a way that works for you that's different than this, then have at it, but this is what I found that works best for me. So I apply dip base. I've tried this different ways. I've tried using gel base and then placing it and then curing it, or just a bunch of different ways with gel, and I really prefer it with dip. Your dip base is basically glue, so it does a pretty good job. You just have to work a tiny bit faster sometimes because depending on your base it might dry quickly. So I just used tweezers to place the snowflakes where I wanted them and then press them down. It's funny, I just paused after I said snowflake because my daughter is 5 and she calls them snow flags, which is really funny, but both of my kids have gone through a phase of calling them snow flags instead of snowflakes. So that's what I think of, and then I'm always worried, like, did I just say snow flags on this recording instead of snowflakes and people are going to think I'm an idiot? Or 5, I don't know. Anyway, place the snowflakes where you want them. I tried to press the little tips down as much as possible and then right in with my dip base on top of it to clear encapsulate. Now this is something that I've seen Kit do, and also Miranda over at Miranda's Nail Creations, and I've done this and it works really nicely. So right in with your dip base and then your clear cap, and usually you're like, oh, wait a couple minutes, do whatever you're doing, dust off the excess, get on with it. But the recommendation is right after you go into your clear dip powder, activate. So you know how when you activate your nails they say like wait 2 minutes and then it hardens and then you can file and buff and all those things? Well, while you apply your activator to this situation, you have like a minute of playtime to really press those snowflakes down flat. So especially with a shape like snowflakes or stars or things like that with points that might stick up, you don't want to end up filing those. So that's the whole point of your clear encapsulation. So after you activate, you do get like 30 to 60 seconds of kind of play time. So you want to wait like a second before you press on them because it is still really soft at first. But now, as you can tell, I'm pressing my finger into that. I'm not getting all of the powder on my nail, but it's pressing those snowflakes nice and flat so that I'm not going to file off any like sticking up like tips from the snowflake when I'm filing and buffing. So that's a good trick. If you guys haven't tried it that way, I highly recommend because it works really nicely with chunky glitters. So not just if you're adding like snowflakes onto your nail, but if you're just working with a chunky glitter, that is a great way to make sure you get all of your glitters really flat before you go in and file and buff. So I hope you guys learned something new from that. And I haven't seen a ton of people doing it, but I know that it's something that Kit did, and so I was kind of happy to show off one of her little techniques in a mani with stuff that she sent me. So I really liked the way that this turned out. It wasn't like a in-your-face Christmas themed mani. It's not Christmas themed at all, really. It's snow and wintry. So that was kind of fun, especially because I've been doing so many Christmas manis lately. You guys are probably really tired of seeing me do red nails, but sorry, I'm super into it. I do have a mani coming up next week that is also snowflakey and not red, and that's the one I have on both my hands right now. I'm so excited to show you guys. So you got some fun things coming up. So I am using, again, these liquids that came with a starter kit that I got from, I think it's Gershion, I want to say. Anyway, I really like these liquids, and you'll see them perform really well, again, with a nice glossy top coat. And while I'm top coating, I do want to take this opportunity to thank Julie for this creative collab that she came up with. I was really intimidated at first, not only about what I should send to my Secret Santa and hoping they would like it, but also what I might receive, and coming up with an idea to create a mani that hopefully would make my Secret Santa proud. And I stress myself out about these things because I'm such a planner that the unknown makes me nervous, but I was so glad that I did it, and I really had so much fun. It wasn't stressful at all. The surprises were all so great. And definitely make sure you check out the videos below. Like I said, I really enjoyed watching everybody's and seeing their own creative flair and just like their style come through in their mani, and I think that you guys would enjoy that too. So take a look at them, drop a comment, let me know who your favorite was. I won't be offended if it wasn't me. I have favorites of my own. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and we'll check out the other girls. So thank you so much, Julie, for coming up with this and including all of us. So I am finishing up with my Cuticle candy as per usual. It will always be my go-to. I love it so, so much. If you need some of your own, check out the discount code in the box below. And yeah, get yourself some cuticle candy to keep those cuticles healthy. So thanks for joining me, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next upload. Have a great day. Bye now.